And that's it. This was the D-Day for me. I'm sitting at a very desolate, remote crossing, border crossing between North Dakota and Saskatchewan, Canada. This is Highway 40 near a small town called Newnan, North Dakota. And this was the most direct route to Estevan, where I'm meeting the new lease holder. Yeah, over there, that way is Canada. And basically this new guy, he's from Alberta, from Edmonton, and for him it's like 600 miles to come here. And I didn't want to drive all the way to, you know, Edmonton myself, right? So I found this load to Dickinson, North Dakota. It's so quiet here. And that's about 3 hours away, 3.5 hours. And the road was awful there. It's so busy with, you know, the oil field trucks. Crazy area. They opened a new Love's truck stop over there in Williston, North Dakota, on Highway 83, I think. And that truck stop, I never saw so many people in the lineup to get coffee. They had two like stations basically, one with just one cash register, and another kind of station had like a desk, right? They had 3 cash registers, and there was like 10 people in line. It was moving fast, but I never saw such a busy place, you know. Those guys are making all kinds of money there. Lots of trucks, all dirty, mostly, you know, all those oil rigs and the big dump, like not dump trucks like you see in like I see in Ontario, like a regular kind of like a straight truck with a dump body and many axles. Over here they just use like a tractor trailer with a dump trailer, and they're also dirty, and there's so much construction. Like there was a stretch probably 40 miles long where they're widening the 2-lane road to make it a 4-lane, and the speed limit is either 25 or 45 miles per hour. And the signs everywhere, you know, radars, you know, speed is controlled, minimum fine $80. I mean, Jesus, it took me like, I don't know, 2 hours maybe to do 1 hour worth of driving. But that's what I made it to that Love's truck stop in Williston. That's about 100 miles from here. And I know that this is not a commercial crossing, and I checked online, it said not open 24/7. Okay, but I'm empty, right? The trick is when you drive a truck, you gotta make sure that when you load it and you cross into Canada or from Canada, you gotta make sure that it's a commercial crossing. And of course here the big one is on Highway, what is it, 39, from Minot, when you go from Minot, North Dakota, which is east of here. But that's like too far. I know that one is open 24/7, and the trucks go there all the time. That's the most busiest commercial crossing. But this one shows as a crossing on the map, just says not open 24/7. And I called Landstar. I said, do you know if this is okay for a truck to cross? And she said, are you loaded or empty? I said, empty. And she said, oh, you can use any crossing. Okay. And as soon as I turn on this little road here, yeah, you see I came from that way, and you see a sign says welcome to North Dakota, right? So that's how you enter US. And I came from that way. As soon as I turn on this road from Highway 5, which is about like 3 miles away, 5 miles away, there was a sign saying that hours of operation of this crossing is 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. After hours, continue to Portal Station. Yeah, Portal, North Dakota. That's the one that I was talking about. And now it's 9:59 Eastern, so it should be 8:59 local. So 1 more minute, and I should be able to cross and head over to Husky Truck Stop in Estevan, where I'm meeting this guy to give him the trailer. And I'm unhooked from the trailer, and I transferred my junk, and you see another truck is backing. That's the guy who's taking the lease over. He has an older Volvo, Okay, I guess he'll cook later. I gave him all my old chains and straps. I just kept the 3/8 chain and the binders, and I only have like 7 chains, so I gave him like 5/16 chain, Dynage, Starps. I think it's a good deal. And the plate is off the trailer. I'll try to transfer it to the new lowboy, because these guys, they have their own plate. They already registered this trailer in Alberta, so they don't need my Ontario plate. But these bolts are so rusty. Jesus. But I'm glad that I found half an inch wrench that just fits these bolts. But this is exciting times, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, the transfer is done. We signed the paperwork. Like, I gave him a letter saying that I released the possession of the trailer, and he takes the possession. And we both signed, dated. I'm gonna send it to the leasing company. And evidently they have already insurance, so we should be good. And then from here, I'm gonna bobtail to US. Pick up the lowboy, unless I find some what they call power only or a drive end load. Maybe this way I can take something from here to US. And that's it. The transfer is complete. The Alberta guy is hooked to my Stepdeck old Lancer unit 912540, and I have no trailer. So I just went to this Husky over here and wanted to have some breakfast, and I'm not making this up. First I wanted to use the washroom. They said, sorry, all our bathrooms are clogged. I said, well, someone is on their own diet evidently. Then I went to the restaurant. Sorry, I'm just adding my tripod in here. Then I went to the restaurant. After we did all this, we moved all this, all chains and straps. And I went to the restaurant thinking that I'm gonna use their free Wi-Fi while having breakfast. Just got new glasses, 20 bucks. And the lady says, sorry, our restaurant is only serving coffee. I said, what, your restaurant is clogged too? They said, well, the water from the the water from the clogged bathrooms flooded the restaurant. So now they said the kitchen is flooded. I didn't ask with what. I hope it's just water. But they said we only serve coffee. I said, is there any smell? And she looks at me and said, you know what, forget it. I'll just go across the street. There's Tim Hortons, and I see they recently renovated it. And I know they have free Wi-Fi, and I'm registered for that. So now I had my umpteenth cup of coffee, because it doesn't feel right just to sit there without buying anything. And since now I don't have a trailer, I called Lowboy plant and asked them for an update, because the trailer was supposed to be ready this week. Like, first it was like July 25th, then they said no, this week, and today's Thursday, July 31st, right? And now I asked him, and he said, well, they were still waiting for some supplies, because sometimes let's say they don't have enough tires, and they're waiting for the tires to arrive, and they have a contract with, I think he said, Michelin, like stuff like that, It's not the actual work, but it's the supplies. And I said, did you receive the money? And he said, yeah, the leasing company where I had the Stepdeck from, they made the final payment on Monday, so 3 days ago. And this guy confirmed, the plant guy said, yeah, we have the money, so everything is good. And Landstar gave me a temporary insurance, that's why they were able to make the payment, right? So now I'm gonna drive down there, but it's 3,000 kilometers. 3,000 kilometers, that's like 3 zeros after 3, or 2,000 miles. And today's Thursday, So now I'm gonna do is I checked, I logged onto the internet, and I just wanted to see if there's any dry van loads or power only loads, but of course this is a dead area for us. By the way, surprisingly, this guy, the Alberta guy, he says they don't even go anywhere into US. He says they have enough work in Alberta, but of course they're next to the oil fields, and he says that truck gets like 150 bucks an hour, you know. Okay, that's not too bad, but nothing to write home about either, you know. But of course that's much better than pulling and driving, because he said they used to do this, like running all over the place. He's been driving for 10 years. I don't know how, like he looks like younger than me. How can he? Oh, he probably started much younger, because I got my license when I was 42, and I've been driving since 2005. So what is this? 5 and 4, 9 years. So he's been driving. Yeah, he probably got his license when he was like 30 or something. And he said he tried that, so now they make much more money just staying in Canada, and that's what they said they're gonna use this trailer for. Just to hold some steel platforms they use in oil fields, and he says with this trailer they can do much more weight, so they can make much more money. So good for them. But I took my license plate off, by the way, so hopefully I'll be able to reuse it on the lowboy trailer once the registration is complete, when I bring it to Ontario from US. And I checked the Landstar load board, and guess what? Out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is of course pretty far from here, but maybe what, 300 miles east, there was a load requiring this particular trailer. Like once in a blue moon you see these loads, paying like a whole bunch of money. It weighed about, I think, 65,000 pounds, like an oversized load, for a Stepdeck going to Detroit, Michigan. But now I cannot do it because I don't have the trailer. So actually this was the best trailer out of all the trailers I had so far. This was the best trailer, 3-axle Stepdeck. This was the best trailer because there's a variety of loads. It was a bit heavy probably. Now if I was getting this trailer, what I would do, I would get something like lighter, because you know it does weigh 14,000 pounds. I think nowadays you can find like the same kind of trailer with the same kind of capacity, you know, like 85,000. That's what this trailer had, like 85,000 pounds in 10 feet, or 80 in 4. That's a great frame, you know, great frame. That's why I like it. But you see, here's an example. The load pays like 7,000 bucks to go from Winnipeg to Detroit, Michigan, right where I'm going, pretty much. No, not exactly that way, but anyway, so that's all done now. Now I'm switching to the hopefully next best trailer, which is gonna be bester, as smart truckers say, or better than the Stepdeck. So now I'll be hauling oversized, super heavy, up to 12 feet, you know, 13 feet tall, stuff like that. So now you're gonna see some exciting videos. So the payment was made, everything is ready. So once I'm there, I'm gonna, hopefully the trailer will be ready by the time I'm there. That's what the guy from the plant told me. And they'll give me a temp plate, and they'll do the DOT inspection, and I'll fax the forms to Landstar. And then once I'm in Ontario, the leasing company give me the broker to use for the customs. So we'll do that. And then once I'm in Ontario, I'll do the registration, and probably I'll be able to transfer this license plate from the Stepdeck to this lowboy, and then I'll send that to Landstar, and that will be the end of the fleet registration, so to speak. So from once the Landstar has everything they need, then I will be able to use that trailer to work, because right now on the Landstar computer system, if they look up my truck number, it'll only show the Stepdeck trailer, because I haven't told them yet about that the Stepdeck trailer is gone. I'll do that once I have my lowboy trailer. Then we'll just switch. Maybe I'll even keep the same unit number, you know. But that's what's happening. That's a big news. I was waiting for this forever. If you remember, there's so many guys I tried to give this trailer to, and like one deal just basically fell was ruined because the other guy's team partner for some reason went to India. I don't know, was he looking for rice or some spices or something? But this guy left, and they drove as a team. And this Indian guy says, oh, there's no reason for me now to take the trailer and the new payment because this guy is only coming after 3 months. So because of 3 months, he could make payments, $850 a month. See, these guys don't care. And so I'm so happy that now I'm done. I'm not going to have 2 payments. I'm going to have 1 payment. And I'm going to have a great trailer, the trailer that I've been trying to get for the past 3 years. Actually, ever since I joined Landstar, I wanted to get into this heavy haul thing, and I don't care what everybody says. I want to do that, even though I might do like many empty miles, but it's the same thing I've been doing with the Stepdeck trailer because I work for a US company. They don't have enough loads for Canadian drivers, you know. That's just the nature of the beast. And here's a typical actually no, I never seen a trailer like this before. What is this? Of course, Peterbilt. See, everything is dirty. Some kind of something, I'm thinking either to do with agriculture, probably some nitrate freaking, I don't know what it is, but oh, the mud flaps on the truck say Stevens, Fort Worth, Texas. But it's a Peterbilt, but on the middle tridem it says Western Star. What the heck? Yeah, you see all kinds of crazy trucks in here. So the guy next to me has this, has this kind of a cylinder. I don't know what they use this for. Some hoses. Probably they call this guy to clean the bathrooms at the Husky truck stop. But his hoses seem a bit on the smaller side, so I don't know. Maybe that's what's taking them so long, you know. Oh, here's another one. Another tanker, Western Star Q line. See, tridem again. This truck stops at all uncontrolled crossings. Well, time to hit the road. Today I guess I'll just go to Fargo, my favorite truck stop, and spend the night there. And then start trucking, and 3,000 kilometers later I should lay these dirty little hands on my new lowboy trailer. Thanks for watching.